All right, welcome everyone. We're joined by head gymnastics coach Jason Butts this morning. Coach, if you just want to start us off with a quick opening statement to kind of preview our home meet against Pitt and Texas Women's on Friday, then we'll go ahead and start with some questions.
Yeah, definitely. It's round number 2 here Friday night with the University of Pittsburgh, and so we're excited for that. We just brought back a win from there, which is always a good thing. But we'll be looking to do the same thing this Friday, and then also welcoming Texas Women's University to the Coliseum, and they're also a very strong competitive team. So should be a great night of gymnastics. Hopefully we can get a lot of fans to come out and support the team. And it's always a good night when Pitt in town, and we're going to be doing our absolute hardest effort to make sure we bring home another win. But it was a good meet this past Sunday at the University of Pittsburgh, and even though we didn't make it down to Arkansas on Friday night, which was due to just weather, and we tried very hard to get there, but we just couldn't make it work. But had a great meet on Sunday. 2 days of practice this week. Today's our last day. Then tomorrow off, and then Friday is go time. So we're going to be ready for it.
Yes, absolutely. We did. Kind of going off of that a little bit, can you kind of talk about the team's resiliency last weekend after so many unknowns? We were in Pittsburgh for a day, then we were on an airplane but didn't fly anywhere, just kind of all the craziness. And then to go back to Pittsburgh for another meet and still manage to pull together a really successful meet and get 3 wins. Kind of talk about how the team both mentally and physically had to kind of pull it out Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. For everything to change last minute and then change, it seemed like every hour, of us trying to get to the airport. What was the weather going to do? Are we flying today? Are we spending the night in Pittsburgh? Driving in the ice and snow the next morning to get to the airport, and sitting on the plane for hours, and then coming back to the gate, and then no luggage, because the luggage actually did end up going to Arkansas, and then back all the way to here, so I'm very grateful for a team and a staff that we all travel with that is very good at rolling with the punches. And it was a lot to ask of the team. It felt like with all that, with the delays and everything, it felt like we went to Arkansas and back. the whole trip felt that way, even though it was the longest trip to Pittsburgh I've ever had in my life. But for them to get focused back in on Sunday and to be able to go back to Pittsburgh, on another bus and compete like they did was absolutely just telling of the resiliency of this team and their focus and also the depth that we have and really just their hunger to have a great year. It's a lot to ask for a team to go through something like that and still perform at the level that they did. And I've always kind of liked the scrapper teams, that just are willing to do whatever it takes, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Transitioning into this weekend a little bit, I know you touched on it in an opening statement, but what's kind of the focus this weekend? Kind of resetting, we don't have to try to travel anywhere, and back home for the first time since kind of mid-January. Kind of what's the focus for the team this weekend?
Yeah, we've got to start putting together, a complete competition, 24 for 24, that we really feel like we're 24 hit routines. And, the obvious, with the score, it's obvious when it's a hit routine, but even outside of that, sometimes we're counting hit routines just based on fight. What did they save in the middle of a routine that could have been a much bigger deduction for a lower score. So I don't feel like we've put together, that entire meet yet. And of course you want to be doing that the closer you get to postseason, but, to help our ranking now and just to get us some experience, my focus is going to be putting that complete competition together. And because once we know we can do that, then really it's just, continue the training and relying on the team and the depth and the talent and the hard work. And, that'll take us where we need to go. But it'll be nice to be at home. We always love competing in the Coliseum. But the goal will be 24 for 24, those hit routines, and would love to get our 196. We almost had it on Sunday, but we still had mistakes. So it's really right there within our grasp. We just have to, looking at the mistakes of 197 is within our grasp. We just have to get out there and get it done.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to transition a little bit here to talk about kind of our schedule. Obviously, starting out the beginning of the season, it hasn't quite panned out the way that we were scheduled to, but originally we were scheduled to go against 7 teams that have been ranked within the top 25. How important is that for our team to compete against some of the top teams in the country, for both you as coaches and gymnasts kind of all together?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. We're a different kind of sport. We're not going head to head. There's no offense, defense. So it's really the only things that we can control are our gymnastics. But being in, those arenas, going up against those teams, seeing the talent level that they have, knowing that they are traditionally ranked, in that top 25, seeing the defending national champion this year with Michigan. It's very important for our team also to see that we have just as many 10-0 start values on 3 events as those teams do. Well, it's always a little bit different, animal when it comes to start values, but we're right there. And, in the past, they've seen that they can hang with teams, and all it takes is one team making a mistake that opens up the door, for a win. And then also, just the higher ranked teams, if they're scoring higher, typically, that'll result in our score going up if we're doing what we need to be doing. So it's very important to see it. It's important for their confidence to know that would hang with these teams. And then just being in that general atmosphere, it just raises the expectation and just makes a team feel, I hate to use the word special, but just motivated, being in the presence of a team that just won a national championship.
When you have those kind of teams like Michigan, who's the defending national champion, looking ahead on the schedule, is that something that you circle at the beginning of the year? Is it something that you take one meet at a time and kind of focus on that opponent when you get to that point?
We just take it one meet at a time. I think there's excitement, looking forward to being at, the University of Michigan and Auburn being there, and, the names that are on those 2 teams and some of the scores that they put up. But as far as, how we prepare to go up against those teams, it's one meet at a time, and just focusing on what we can control. Everything else really, outside of that, the judges, what the other teams are doing, if they're having a great meet or are aggressive and go in and, give it 150%.
Yeah, absolutely. Then just one more question, kind of in this specific subject here, just kind of talking about the Olympic connection that we have in collegiate gymnastics this year. I think, especially because it was Olympic year, people are thinking a little bit more about that. But we have pretty much half of the Olympic gymnastics, the team for the United States, competing in the NCAA this year. Do you think that the NCAA allowing student athletes to have endorsements now will attract more Olympic level talent to compete on the college level?
I do. The name, image, and likeness and everything that goes along with that is definitely going to be attractive, to some of those Olympic athletes. Especially, a female gymnast, sometimes just hitting their peak, at college years, at the age there. And, so the fact that they can come in and capitalize on, an education and getting the team experience that comes with college. The elite level where they pull the Olympic team from is not very much a team oriented sport. It's very individualistic, even though they compete, for a medal as a team. There's also the individual side. So a lot of them like the pomp and circumstance that comes with being in college, the excitement of representing a school, and the fact that they can also get endorsements while being able to do that and get an education is going to be very attractive to a lot of those athletes. And it won't just be the Olympians, it'll be the ones that are in the world championships and, representing the United States literally in dozens of competitions a year around the world. So I think we'll see that open up. Name, image, and likeness, I think is it unrolls and unravels and whatever the word would be, we're going to see it change the landscape. And, gymnasts are highly marketable, athletes, and what they do is incredible. And so I think there's definitely going to be a lot more interest in that area.